Hi, this is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. And welcome everybody to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and tonight we are doing part 4 of the wine tasting exercises. We're going to talk about sweetness in wine. Now, just want to say this to my red wine drinkers that are going, I hate sweet wines, I don't want to talk about this, and now I'm going to sleep. We're going to finish with a really big wine, probably one of the biggest Syrahs I've ever had. So you're going to get some of this. So don't worry.
Stick around.
Stick around. Lots. We're just trying to educate you just a little bit. The props that we're using are lemons, California lemons, not Chinese, or I don't know where you get your lemons from. Sugar, which I never use sugar. I don't know why. I don't. I don't bake, so I cook though.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And one thing that we want to do before we get started, those of you that have been living in a cave for the last few days probably didn't know, but Monday morning at 3:21 we were awoken by quite a earthquake, and I just want to acknowledge the folks in Napa that have probably had some pretty bad devastation there, and some injuries and so on. So our thoughts and prayers are with all the families and wineries and businesses and people in Napa. They got whacked pretty damn good, man. I'll tell you what. That was a rock
surprise.
Yeah, big surprise. But so people always ask me, what's an earthquake like? It's kind of like a hurricane with no warning.
Yeah.
I mean, it just starts to rumble, man, and you're just kind of going, are we going to be in trouble
just
here?
Have to ride along.
Yeah, you had to ride it out. But they got jolted pretty good, and so our thoughts were with those folks trying to recover. So buy a bunch of Napa and Sonoma wines because you're helping the economy. If they lost some barrels, that's a big loss, and there's no coverage for that because most of them didn't buy it because it's too damn expensive. But now they're trying to weigh out their losses. So it is what it is. And another little shout out to one of our musicians, Ricky Allen Ray. He's been playing here on Thursdays for a long time. His father just passed away, and he's out in North Carolina. So our thoughts and prayers also with Ricky. He'll be back next week. You'll be able to see him here in the tasting room, but I just wanted to acknowledge that, and hope everything's going to be okay.
And he'll be back.
And he'll be back. So tonight we're going to talk about sweetness. Now, the question is, what is sweetness in a wine? We're going to talk about that, and why does it matter? And so let me just read to you part of the notes here, and we'll talk about the first wine. We're going to taste this in progression. Now, we don't have a lot of sweet wines. It's not a huge market, but people need to know why there's sweet wine and what that's all about. So in the notes here it says sweetness in wine is measured by the amount of residual sugar, and I'll have you explain that, in the liquid after fermentation. Sweetness can only come from one thing in wine, and that's the sugar content.
Right.
And acidity can mask some of the sweetness. We talked about acidity last week. I wanted to create a new word here.
You're doing a good job.
I can do that.
You're doing a good job. That's right.
This is my show, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It is my show.
I think so.
And I am wearing the Giants jersey again. This jersey is 0 for 14. Okay, but last night I had my 14-0 jersey on and we didn't win. So I'm going backwards. I'm trying to get this.
Inside out. It was inside out.
My son bought this for me, and I'm going to destroy it tonight if we don't win, because it's a loser, man. So tonight is our night anyway. So now, so acidity can mask some of the sweetness in wines by balancing out the sugar.
And by the way, that goes the other way too. You know, together they work in balance so that neither one will stick out beyond the other. So it does work the other way. We talked about that, in fact, when we were talking about acid last time. We mentioned that with a little sugar, you don't sense as much acid.
Yeah.
The Coach Sushi place right there too?
Yeah. So
Italian's right next door to it.
and sugar can also contribute to the wine's body and
Right.
texture. Okay. So the equipment for this test here is 8 ounces of water. That's I think 8 ounces. I cheated. A couple lemons. So I've got a couple lemons. I just cut them so I can squeeze them into the, because I'm going to do that. And then then a cup of sugar. We're going to use sugar here to sweeten this puppy up. So we're going to start tart and go to something a little sweeter.
Right.
And we'll do the same in the wine. These are lightly added residual sugar to quite a bit heavier, and then we'll finish with the big Syrah that we had last night.
Yes.
That was a surprise.
Good.
Just so that you guys know, one of our newest vintners is Super Sonoma, and he ages everything in brand new French oak. I mean, everything, including his Chardonnay. I mean, it's freaking.
It's almost unheard of.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is really unbelievable. But you know what? It's really cool. And I had a Syrah. Just so you guys know, I had a Syrah of theirs. 2000. What the hell is this? 9. 2009. It was opened up on what did I say? Friday.
Yes.
It was open on Friday. Now we don't normally keep wines that long, and I was getting ready to pour some wine for some guests, and I hadn't had a chance to taste it, but I noticed it was a Friday, so I said, I'm going to blow it off and I'll open a new one. Well, later on that evening, I checked it out, and that darn wine was amazing.
It was good.
So that was a great example of some of the bigger wines, you can leave them open a little bit, and they actually get a little better. So this is a great example, and we'll show this off. We opened it last night. And it was yummy, but boy, that
Right,
older
right.
one, the one that was open longer, that was really good. So,
It was.
and I got some tweet today about or text today about Monica 50 grapes, shades of grape. Was she coming here? She's in town, right? Happy birthday. Well, I'll sing it to her when she gets here. I will.
Great.
I always do.
Cool.
I even have, because I have another mic here and I can walk around and sing to her too.
You could.
I could. Probably don't want me to do that, but
But you will.
They're going, I liked it better when we couldn't hear you.
No, I just need more wine for
Jan
So-
says she needs more wine for that experience.
Nicely. All right, so it tells me to squeeze the juice of the lemons into the water and then stir it. So
right.
I'm going to do that right, just like it's. I'm going to move the glass over here so I can
You
do
stir
this.
it with the
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah, I'll stir it. Well, no, I'll stir. I've got a little spoon. I got my spoon, but I just want to squeeze this in there, and oh yeah, seeds. Yeah, sure, perfect. Nice going, Scott. Didn't take the seeds out. What the hell is that all about?
Like an unfiltered wine.
Yeah, baby, a little bit of seeds in my water. That's not going to taste real good.
Lemon juice.
It's lemon juice.
Oh, you got to put all
Well, it says 2 lemons. It said, I'm just doing what I'm told. You know, there's a time in life when you have to do what you're told, and this is one of them. And I just, you know,
So you grew up
I'll
around
pretend that my wife was telling me what to do, and then I just do it. And it's like, are you kidding? What are you, crazy? All right, that's almost like little lemon juice. So it says, squeeze the juice, the lemons into the water and stir. So I have a spoon here. Man, that tent is like funky wampus. A screw came out of the. See if that screw's laying on the ground somewhere. Did you? Okay. So I'm going to stir this now, like, because it told me to stir. Okay. All right. And then it says, taste the mixture, and it'll be very tart.
It tastes like lemon juice.
Oh yeah.
You can fix that. I know you can.
Oh boy. All right. Now it says stir in sugar 1 teaspoon. So that's a hell of a teaspoon.
Close enough. Close enough. You get there faster.
I have big cups of tea. I don't have little baby cups. What little weenie wants that? I got a freaking, this is the real deal. Right? All right. All right.
There we
So,
go.
well, then it's a half, right? Because isn't a half and the same?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to, oh, that's just gross, man. This is really ugly stuff. I mean, you guys have no idea how I'm being tortured to do this. All right. Let me now. So then it said, stir in sugar 1 teaspoon at a time, tasting after each addition.
You'll be drinking that all up, won't you now?
Oh, that's getting better. Oh, yeah.
It's turning into lemonade.
It's getting better.
This is going to be lemonade. He's gonna
You
make
should
lemonade.
notice when the juice achieves the right level of sweetness and balances the acidity of the lemon. Well, I surely don't need a cup of sugar, so don't follow this formula because I'm going to be done right about here.
Yeah,
I guess they were
probably.
thinking I was going to have 50 people or something, right? Because I'm probably there. It was pretty close.
Yeah, you got a total of 6 teaspoons in there because I think it's 3 per.
Oh,
That's what it is, but
oh, how many? Oh, is that right? Oh, what is the formula? It's not double.
yeah, I
Teaspoon
usually
is
think it
double
was.
of tablespoon.
I want to say it's 3. I want to say it's 3.
Okay, well, that's starting to. That's like lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah,
right.
I'm getting it. Yeah, I don't need a cup though. That would be. That's just way.
Just put that in there. Go for it. A dessert wine.
Now, what you guys. The next segment, which is number 5, we're not going to do that tonight.
Oh, okay.
But it requires. This ought to be very. Oh, look at this! Look at the wind blew in over here. We're going to bring her on in here in a second. Here, I got a visitor from the east. That we taught her how to live through an earthquake. Next week is aromas and flavors.
Got it.
But one of the equipment is a blindfold. So
Okay,
that's kind of
interesting.
fun.
All right.
I like that. And mushrooms and bacon, pencil shavings,
Sounds tasty.
lychee,
Lychee nut.
sage, rock, raspberry, lime zest. What is that? Scraping the peel on the lime?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Orange blossom water. What the hell is orange blossom water? What's going on there? Hi, where are you, honey? Good to see you. Welcome to Shaky,
I
California.
know.
Are you going to come sit with us?
I am.
We need
Okay.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Would you? Well, tell them. They want to know. So that's going to be quite interesting.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. You can have her just sit on this outside and just widen your shot. Yeah. I think you can make that one. Okay. So that's next week. So I'll be blindfolded, and I'm getting all this pressure about the challenge, the ice water challenge thing. I'm getting pressure on that.
What's the ice water? Oh, the ice water.
Yeah. And my buddy George Bush, his wife dunked him, and that I thought that was pretty funny. And it's good for a president, previous president, to do that. It's pretty classy. So anyway, I may, I don't know.
Will you do that on a Tuesday?
I might do it on a Tuesday live. Yeah, I have lots of volunteers. But man, if it's a night if it's anything like this, man, you can forget it. I'm freezing my butt off. You guys make sure that tent doesn't take off. Man, that thing is just falling apart. What's going on here? Okay, all right. So we went from very tart, and
Right.
as the sugar levels rise, that's where it started to balance out. So that's the lesson that we're trying to give to you. I'm not sure if we really were successful, but you can try that at home.
So what purpose do the lemons play in that if when you add sugar it goes from not sweet to sweet?
I guess it was trying to use it because of the acidity and the balance, and the sugar and the acidity, and making a balance to it.
So you have to do one that's a control group with just the water perhaps.
Yeah.
Ultimately in that
Yeah,
test.
absolutely. So, all right. So this wasn't bad. It only took about 3 or 4 scoops, and you had it. Yeah. I can live. That's balanced. That's like lemonade to me. It's actually pretty good. I'm okay with that. All right, so that's and so what we're gonna do, because we are all about wine. This is a rosé that Bonneau makes. That he makes it from Pinot Noir. It comes from Monterey, but it has a little residual sugar, and I don't know how much, but it has a little bit. So this is the attempt of seeing what this was before I added all the sugar. Maybe just a little bit of sugar.
So what's our varietal here?
The varietal on this is Pinot Noir. Is that Pinot, Andrew? I think it's Pinot. I'm going to say Pinot. But the residual sugar is pretty light. I mean, it's not heavy at all.
Not much at all.
But a little bit.
Yeah.
You can tell it's got a little. It's not as dry as, say, James's or Super Sonoman's. Well, nothing's like Super Sonoman's. That's a whole nother world. Now, I have to admit, I'm not a big sweet guy. I'm really not. I have some ports, and I like them with certain foods. But this doesn't bother me, even though it's got a little residual sugar. It doesn't bother me really at all. You got a question? Go ahead.
Dan would like to know why you think that sweet wines appeal to only some drinkers.
So the question is from Dan, why sweet wines only appeal to certain drinkers. I mean, there's certain people that's all they like. What's your take on that? I have my own take on that.
It's interesting, as the California wine industry discovered that they could put out white Zinfandel and sell a lot of that stuff. They realized that there was something culturally about the United States that people grew up on soda pop. If you go over to Europe and try and taste Coca-Cola, it's not quite as sweet as it is here. So the whole idea of sugar is different here in the U.S. So that alone is one thing that happens. Sweet wine is really enjoyed around the world as a dessert wine because it's a good way to finish off a meal, and it is one that allows that wine to last a long time. It ends up in smaller bottles usually because of its weight and its body. So I'm not sure we answered that question, but the appeal to some drinkers is because culturally they prefer sugar across their diet, and others it's because it's a distinction between that and their usual dry wine. It gives you another widening of the palate at the end of your meal, for instance, to have a sweet wine as a dessert wine, much like you have sweets at the end of your meal.
And you know, a lot of people that come in the tasting room that are novices to wine, yeah, it's really delicious. You should have some. It's yummy. They really look for sweet wines, but over time their palate gets a little more mature, and they venture into Pinot Noir, and then move up the ladder a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once you go in that direction, it's really hard to go back to the sweet wine. But the Sutter Homes of the world, which is their white Zinfandel, which has been produced for many years, probably one of the biggest selling wines in America,
right.
even today. And it's funny because I get guests that come in all the time and they'll ask for a Zin, and I'll pour it to them and they go, "No, I want the white one." Well, you're out of touch with reality here. That ain't gonna happen. So we have a guest that just showed up.
Monica.
You know Monica. Have you met Monica?
I haven't.
No, we have not met.
Monica is from Georgia.
Atlanta.
And she has a blog that she does and a show that she does, 50 Shades of Grape, right?
Indeed.
And,
.com. Yes.
So welcome to
Thank
California.
you.
When did you arrive? At like 3:20 on Sunday?
Oh my God! The first night I stayed by myself in Geyserville, I was awakened at 3:20, and all these thoughts go through your head like, "There's dogs on the bed jumping. Wait, there are no dogs here." Right? What is that? And then by the time you figure it out, it's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. Yeah.
Now, is that your first earthquake?
It's my first, I would call it, sort of substantial earthquake. We actually did have an earthquake, a very small one in Atlanta a few years ago in the morning, sort of early, 6 o'clock, but it was literally over in like two to three seconds. This one lasted a little longer up.
I think it went about, I want to say 15, 20 seconds.
It felt about 6, maybe 5, 6 seconds of good shaking.
Yeah.
And that was waking me out of a sound sleep.
Yeah, and
So-
you were pretty far north.
Yeah, we're in Geyserville.
Yeah, this southern end
Yeah.
has really got
Yeah,
whacked.
it's wild.
Yeah,
Absolutely wild.
it was
So,
interesting that, you know.
Welcome to California.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well, you know, it really shows you that the power of that. It doesn't take a whole lot. If that had lasted another 10 or 15 seconds, those buildings in Napa that you saw may not have made it.
Yeah.
They may
Yeah.
have hit the ground.
I know.
Even though they were retrofitted and everything else. you know.
Yeah. So what are we drinking here,
This
gentlemen?
is-
I just like busted into your party.
Why not?
Hop right in. It's rosé from Bono.
Oh, yeah.
It's from Monterey, and we're talking about residual sugar. We did a little exercise where I took lemon juice and started to add sugar and watched it balance.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're doing in wine, where they add residual sugar to balance the acidity.
Right. And you know, you were talking a little bit earlier about how some people really think they want a sweet wine, but as your palate develops, things change. And so I find the key for me to be able to enjoy a sweet wine is that it has to have enough acid
Right.
to balance it, because
Sure.
otherwise it's cloying, it's syrupy,
Yeah.
it's almost, sickening.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're right, that comes with drinking a little bit of wine.
No.
A little bit of wine.
Wait. You don't drink much wine.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. Well, this has a little residual sugar. Most of the rosés we have do not, but this does. So we wanted to use that as normally we would start white and go to red, but we kind of went a little in between here just because the next wine is really on the sweeter side, and it's going to get quite a bit sweeter. And then we're going to end with a big red of a new winery that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, Super Sonoma, and he ages everything in brand new French oak, including
Ooh.
his Chardonnay, 18 months in brand new French
How
oak,
about that?
which is
Wow.
crazy.
That's
It's
a
just-
lot of oak.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. That too.
That's a lot of money.
That too. You know, after this earthquake thing with all, I don't know how many wineries lost barrels, but now we're going to end up with a barrel shortage potentially, right? After all this stuff crashing down. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to impact. But as I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of folks in Napa haven't really picked yet. So at least 2014 is mostly still on the vine, right?
Yeah, for the most part, there's some in stainless steel probably.
Yeah.
Some that champagne and some Chardonnays probably, maybe some Pinot Noir.
So I guess it
Um,
remains to be seen how the earlier vintages will fare with the breakage and the loss.
Yeah, the barrels, they're pretty hardy though. If anything, they spilled juice. I would be shocked if many of those barrels were actually broken.
Really?
Were they? Yeah, I would be more inclined to see them leaking out of the bung somehow when
Oh.
they took a spill. If they
Okay.
got metal straps on them, they're hardy. If they're full, that's a lot against that wall. I think they're. But it's a mess trying to figure out how the hell to move that, because
Yeah.
they were done on forklifts on racks, and so you don't have that
Yeah,
ability
yeah,
anymore. So
right.
you got a weird crane scenario you're going to have to do. So it's going to be interesting to see. Most of that was probably 13 juice, I would imagine. There may be some 12 left in there, but so we'll see.
Yep, we'll see.
Enjoy the prices that you see in 2013 so far, because
Yeah.
that might change.
It
might change.
That might change.
That's a good point.
So what's new on the East Coast with you? What's going on? I didn't know you were coming. And that's
I
great.
know. I
love that.
surprised you. Dropped
Yeah.
into town. Well, what's new on the East Coast? Georgia has just got its very first AVA.
Oh, nice.
How about that? And if I could remember the name of it, I would tell you what it is. It's let me think a second. It's the Hiawassee Piedmont. I want to say it's the Hiawassee Piedmont.
I watched some people.
It's kind of a wacky name, but you know what? We have an AVA now, and that's
great.
kind of interesting and exciting. And we're doing
What,
the best we can do in Georgia. We have a very difficult kind of road to hoe in terms of the soil. We have a lot of clay, we have a lot of stone, and not a lot of grapes thrive really well there.
Well, and humidity too.
Oh my
that
God,
works.
a ton of humidity. Yeah.
We literally try to create humidity in the cellars just because
Yeah.
it's so dry here. But you have the opposite effect, which
Yeah, it's
really can
tough.
throw that off,
Yeah.
especially on
It's
the
tough.
vine, man.
It's tough.
You get any rain, and all of a sudden you got humidity.
Yeah.
That's a a recipe for mold
Yep.
like crazy.
It sure
so.
is. It sure is. I'll tell you, we have a superstar winemaker out there called Joe Smith. Joe Smith, if that is your real name. He is the man. I mean, he's got his own winery, and he consults with several others. He just really knows what he's doing, and so we'll see what happens with our little Georgia southeastern wine country down there.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
Well,
right.
they're trying, man. They're trying.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're talking about sweetness. Now we got a little bit in the rosé. I'm going to go to
Can
the.
I make a nod to Bonneau? That shape of glass there is a historic shape of a sweeter wine because it's similar. It's a little taller, a little more slender, same amount of liquid in there, 750 milliliters. But historically, when you see a bottle that's that shape, you kind of have a clue that at least it could have been made with some residual sugar.
Residual sugar.
Not necessarily, but that's something that they're making a nod to in buying that glass for that particular bottle.
Well, I'll tell John when I see him that you approve, because that's important.
One sec, give me the
There's no
facts.
approval here.
And then his next wine is this little baby right here. This is a 2009 one. Now this is unusual. This is a sweet Chardonnay, and we don't see that very often. So
Wow.
I'm going to pour that in this other glass
I've
we
never
have
seen
for it. Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I'm
And
excited.
this is nice for us in here because when I get guests that come in and they go, I want a sweet wine, I kind of lean them this way first because it's not syrupy sweet, but it's got some
Flew
sweetness.
right out of my glass.
Yeah.
That'll teach me to swirl with my left hand.
Yeah, 'cause
Right?
you're right-handed. Is that what it
I
is?
clearly
Okay,
am.
Yeah, you can. So this is actually pretty pleasant. What's the sugar? What's the alcohol in that? It's not very high.
11.6.
11.6. So
Ooh, that's pleasant. That's a good word for it. Pleasant.
pleasant, right?
Yeah. I don't find it cloying. It's got nice
Yeah. No, it doesn't knock you out.
No,
fruit.
But a good balance, a really good balance.
I agree. That is amazing.
Yeah, and this tells me when I do tastings in the tasting room and people come in and they're trying to give me their profile a little bit, I use this as a starting point if they're talking sweet, because if they think this is way too sweet, now we're backing way off. Now I'm going to go to either a Sauvignon Blanc or Heidi Barrett's Dry Moscato. Right, that's going to give you a fruity nose, and it's going to satisfy your palate from
Right.
that perspective. And if this is too much, then now if it's not too much, that next one that we taste will really do it. Because if you're not getting sweet enough on that late
pretty
harvest,
sweet.
yeah, it's really sweet. But
pretty sweet.
this is very pleasant. So this is and I would serve it a little bit colder. We didn't quite. We've been kibitzing too much. It would be
Are you
a
saying we're
little.
talking too much? Is he saying we're
I
talking
think
too much?
he is. I think he is.
We never get to have any fun.
It's a talk show.
Never any fun.
It's a show that you talk. How great is that?
I have never had a sweet Chardonnay. This is like I'm branching into new territory. I love it.
It's pretty versatile, don't you think? It's
Oh,
something you could
I think so.
you could use that in your meal plan. Now, could you? Do you think you could have that in the beginning of the meal, possibly with some cheeses or something that would? I mean, I hate to wait until the end. If not, I'm pouring it over my ice cream or something.
You could probably say, let's separate this from the meal experience and make this the welcome wine, because it's a real friendly way to welcome folks and chill it down the way you're talking about.
Quite a bit
Quite a
colder.
bit, because they'll back off the sweetness besides, and they'll have just a real friendliness to it. Would be my suggestion.
I agree. I think you're right on with that separating it out because it's a little sweet for the first. I mean, it would
Right.
really kill your palate.
So would you eat like nuts and things like that? Trying to think of a.
I might want a stinky cheese with it, honestly, because you know how
You could.
how
You could.
sweet fruit and a stinky cheese go well together. This would maybe sort
No,
of.
I wouldn't know that because I don't do stinky cheese.
Oh.
I eat a lot of
that.
stuff. I eat a lot of. You guys know I eat a lot of stuff. I do. I do not eat. You know why?
No.
When I was growing up, my brother took a Limburger cheese sandwich, and he had $2, and at that time, $2 was like, you know,
And that's like
weeks.
the 1860s.
Yeah, right. It was 1872, actually. I was just back from the Civil War, and I got paid, and he got $2, and I had 2, and I wanted his 2. And he said, "I'll give you this $2. You eat this sandwich."
Oh.
Now, so what I did, because I'm strategic, okay, and it was Limburger cheese. That cheese was that thick, right?
Oh,
So he can't even hold the. He's just crying inside because he knows I'm gonna barf this thing. It's gonna be just horrible. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna be strategic. I'm going to just take the biggest ass bite, and I'm gonna get this puppy in 2 or 3 bites. And he owes me. I got the $2, and I'm gonna buy a new bike with or something. I mean, God, in those days.
Or a new musket.
Yeah. Yeah. Some powder for my musket. So I took a bite, and I got like, I was chomping down on it, and my Adam's apple it was just coming right up here, and it was just gag central. And I'm going, oh my gosh. And I spit it out, and my dog ate it.
Did your dog get the $2? That's what I want to know.
Buy some great doggy toys.
Right.
No,
Treats.
my brother was holding, but he was dying. He was dying.
This was
'cause
your older brother, right?
all my brothers were older.
Oh, okay.
he was the closest to me. We were a year and a half apart, and my other brothers were 10 years. It was a gap.
Oh, wow.
My dad was gone for a while. He was in World War II, so
Gotcha.
he was busy.
Yeah.
And
Busy.
and he came back, and he goes, "Oh, I still have a family. Well, let's make 2 more." So he made 2 more. There's 2 they're 2, and they're a year and a half apart, 10-year gap, and then 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
Bless
so-
your mama.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So anyway, ever since that, my palate wants to reject.
Limburger is really stinky, though.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like
Well,
Gorgonzola or
blue cheese, I can't. It's like, oh, and people try to trick me all the time. They do it all the time. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, they hide it, and I don't smell it first, and I just take a bite, and I'm going, oh no, this is awful.
Well, I think this would be lovely with some Gorgonzola or something blue, Humboldt blue. We're out here in San Francisco, right? There's some Humboldt fog.
This is not San Francisco.
Well,
you're
know,
nowhere near. You're like
it's
100
that
miles
area,
away.
though. It's that area.
You're at least 100 miles away.
Eating local cheese is fun.
Maybe part pairing it with like some fig and goat cheese and maybe some
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So fig.
That was
That
collaboration.
was your
That's great.
collaboration.
It's a good
Fig.
collaboration.
That's what I was thinking. Fig was what I was
Fig
thinking.
would be good.
Fig would be
Yeah.
actually
Would be good.
really really good.
Yes.
Raisins would be good. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
some melon.
Oh.
Fig with melon.
How about bacon?
Shall you put bacon with anything?
I know. Bacon with some bacon and then some bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrapped in bacon.
Wrapped in bacon with a side
Well,
of bacon.
You know, if you guys look don't do it right now, but if you go on YouTube and hit Bacon Girl,
That would be like my dream nickname.
I did a show with a gal from Napa who is a bacon fanatic. She does not eat meat except she'll eat bacon.
Oh, because bacon's not meat. It's like unicorn tears. It's like ethereal fat. It's not meat.
Yeah, it's no effect.
You're right.
Unicorn tears.
It's just like it. Yeah.
Well, she made a bunch of bacon stuff to pair with wine. It was the craziest thing. And then she made a calendar where she did all these poses with bacon. In fact, she did a nude thing where she was nude underneath the bacon, where it was all bacon covering her up. And it was
Awesome.
It was so funny. It was so fun. I've never seen anybody so obsessed with bacon. But I think she was right. Bacon was making it happen.
I get it. Totally get it.
Yeah, it was cool. So bacon, anyway. I've been cooking with bacon lately. And if you do hamburgers, I'll wrap the bacon around it and all kinds of stuff. I can put bacon with it, and I don't have an issue at all with it. I think it's really cool.
If you have an issue with bacon, then you have an issue with humanity.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
it's just not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, the
So,
wind is kicking up here,
Yeah.
isn't it?
well, yeah, you're in California and it's freaking freezing.
I know. I brought an earthquake. I'm bringing a hurricane this weekend. I got
Nice.
like
Oh, that's right.
unseasonably
There's a
cold
hurricane
weather.
coming up.
I know.
Right? It's coming up the coast.
I have tipped the
We don't
balance.
have hurricanes here.
I have tipped the balance.
I love that.
Yeah.
It must be that global warming thing. Holy shit.
That's
it
what
happened
is.
right here.
That's what it is.
Right, Alice? It's a global warming? It's got to be.
I don't know anymore.
Okay.
Al
all right.
Kaplan just finished his run with Shakespeare.
Yeah, Al was in a play right down here in Shakespeare.
Oh, Al, I remember
Come
Al
on in
from
the-
last
come on
year.
in the
Yeah,
frame.
it's the same Al.
Come on in, Al.
Come on in the frame for a
Trying to get
second.
in the frame. Hi, I
There you
remember
go.
Hi,
you.
how are
nice
you?
to see
Nice
you.
to see you.
He played Romeo.
I played Juliet.
Oh, that's awesome.
The sex change operation.
It worked really well, didn't it?
Your
Yeah.
boobs look great, Al.
Thank you. I've always enjoyed. Flat chested is good for me.
That's good for
Anyway.
me, too.
We're out of wine.
Well, don't be so shy.
All right. Well, I'm leaving now.
All right. Well, we love you then.
Nice to see
Oh, are
you.
you doing thing? Nice to see you. Are you doing that? You did that already? With the...
Yeah, I did a little demo. Yeah, you missed it. The show starts at 6, just in case you didn't know. Just wanted to, in case you were wandering around, a wandering Jew. Isn't that a plant?
That is a plant.
Just got done playing a priest.
The wondering Jew that just got done.
That's right.
It's a strange world. Isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
my
we're
God.
losing the 4
You never
people that
know
have
what's
tuned in.
gonna
Yeah. Anyway. All right, so
Oh, Lord. That's
all right,
funny.
let me get a bearing on my world. Okay, all right. Okay, so we went a little sweeter, but not over the top.
No,
I'm
not crazy.
Right? That didn't.
Not crazy
Okay.
sweet.
All right. So this is crazy.
Are we about to get crazy sweet?
Yeah, this is gonna.
It's gonna get crazy sweet up here in his house.
Yeah.
I am so ghetto, dude. Really, I am.
Now this is a late harvest Sauvignon Blanc, 2005. So what's happening here is this thing is this is really starting to
Whoa.
turn in color, and it's starting to get whoopie do. It 13.8 is the alcohol, but that's you're pouring that on ice cream now.
This is right up my husband's alley. He loves this stuff. It's nutty. It's almost got a maple hint of.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're going down.
Syrup now.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
going down this road here, baby. You're having all kinds of situations.
Situation.
Yeah, because
Do you
like,
have a situation over there? Dude?
yeah,
Not
I
yet.
just have, you know,
Not yet. Are you working
Give it
on
time.
one?
Give it time. Give it time. There's a priest in the wings. It's
Yeah.
okay.
A
I'm-
Jewish priest.
I would pour that over my ice cream. I'm just all over that. Yeah, I
don't
would.
know.
I would. Yeah, just something. Get it.
I wouldn't want it to be any sweeter though. Like I
No,
would feel
no.
like the ice cream would make it. I sort of long for contrast. What do you think?
I think with some basic ice cream, this could work.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Because you got to remember, you got the temperature difference too. This,
Oh,
no matter how
I
much
do
you
love
chill
a
this,
temperature difference.
so much of you chill this, you're still going to feel this kind of warm
That's
and
true.
freezing.
You
So
will
it's,
feel-
it's going to go in and melt that stuff.
Well, you've really crossed over now. You went to a very pleasant to a almost syrupy, not too much, but
too much.
But
The
Yeah,
color's
So
lovely.
let's consider that we've learned now between our last time and this time that these need to stay in balance. So you got a lot of sugar now.
Right.
So what can you do with a lot of sugar? You can add something that has some acid
Yeah.
and bring that back.
Yeah.
right.
So it would be adding something. I don't care what it is right now. It could be another lemon. I don't care. But that
Are we gonna
would
put
be
some lemon in there?
You could actually. Good test.
I'm testing. I'm trying to see if
He's
his
gonna
theory
learn
makes
something
sense.
now.
I'm scared for you.
It's gonna work.
Awesome!
Yeah,
I did
yeah, it's
it.
gonna work.
All
It's
right.
really weird.
It's gonna work.
Go ahead. What was your question there, sis?
Question
Ooh.
comes from
Yeah.
Giselle,
Kinda
and
would.
would like you to explain where the maple and nuttiness is coming from in this wine.
All right. So the question is, where is the nuttiness and the maple?
Perhaps it's the wood.
Well,
You know,
Perhaps it's
I'm
just
not.
the
I'm
age.
not sure all the practices that went into making this wine, but there's a lot of validity in oak creating some of those overtones, because when you toast the barrel, you're getting some of those sugars that are natural, not unlike maple, in there. However, the chances are pretty good that won't survive through the whole process, and that would not necessarily be the purpose or the way that happened. So a lot of times the nuttiness would come from simply we've got ourselves a 2005 here. We're talking about a 10-year-old wine today, And so with the 2005, you're going to tend to go in that direction anyway with the white wine such as Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that might be happening.
Yeah, if that was a sparkling wine, you'd call that nutty. I mean, we've got a rosé in here that's going in the nutty direction.
Right.
And that just happens with the older wine.
You're going in the nutty direction because you're getting older too.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? It's my birthday today. I'm going in the
Oh,
nutty
that's right.
direction.
I forgot it's your birthday.
Amen.
So,
It is.
happy birthday to you. Happy
Thank you.
birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday
To who?
to you.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you. I'm getting older and nuttier myself.
Well, we're glad that you could
I
spend
can
your
explain
birthday
it.
with us.
Thank you. I'm excited. You know, and the older you get, I think the more exciting birthdays get because, hey, you're still alive.
There you go.
That's what I
Think
say.
positive and think about
That's
it.
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll tell myself that
Uh-huh.
in October
When you're older.
when I'm
That's
way
right.
older.
You're going to be nuttier than ever.
Well, that's the truth.
Just
My
like
wife
this
knows
wine.
that. I'm just a
Wine.
nutball. But anyway. Okay, so I added a little bit of lemon.
That was really good.
That actually didn't hurt that at all.
No.
Okay, so now you're at your dinner party and you're having a good time. Your wine geek friend brings out this stuff and it's a little too sweet and you're going, I don't know what to do. You see a little lemon, you just go like that when they're not looking, swirl it around.
Or if you're like my sweet, sweet,
And you
sweet
go,
mother-in-law.
balance. That balanced out. What the heck? That wasn't bad.
That was pretty
actually,
amazing. Yeah.
That actually worked.
That was,
That's how you do it. Don't
That was
tell
our
them.
test,
I
remember?
Yeah.
like that. So bring the acid back in to bring it down.
And you can do that through food pairing. I mean, you don't have to stop and actually add something to your wine.
Right.
So if you weren't really enjoying the super sweetness of the wine, could you grab something that's on the table and maybe take a bite of it to
You
break that
could
down a
You
little
could
bit?
do that. You could also say to yourself, all right, I've got a salad here with some things in there that are
Oh, a salad. Okay.
okay, along with the dressing that might be compatible. And suddenly
Okay.
you took a dessert wine that you think was a dessert wine, you
Uh-huh.
found another place for it, and it might work. You'd have to test it ahead of time, but you throw some things in your salad that are a little bit sweeter at the
So
same
maybe you
time.
get rid of that stupid friend that came out with a wine that tasted awful.
Okay, there you go.
Give them the boot.
But you know, that's a really good point about the salad because you have some sort of a vinegar, right, with your salad dressing, which would be an acid. It might be a nice champagne vinegar, something lighter, not overbearing. Maybe you have some mandarin oranges in the salad, a little citrus, something like that.
Yeah.
Might be really
Could be
good.
interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like you.
There you go.
You get
we
to
throw
win.
ideas out there.
I know.
I'm sure these people have some more ideas.
That's right. That's right. Now, speaking of ideas, if you're going to wine country this week, this is probably I made a comment last week, and there are 3 premier wine events in the area that happen every year that are really, really wonderful. We do 2 lobster lunches in the vineyard. I think that's a pretty cool event, and I would say that's a premier event. We went to the Barbecue 2 weeks ago, which was cigars, barbecue, wine, beer, and spirits. This year they had spirits.
Wow.
So if you like cigars, that was at Robert Young Winery.
One of my faves.
Well, right above Robert Young is on the hill is a big green area up there with an American flag and some trees. It overlooks the whole valley, and that's where we had the barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like one of my all-time favorites. But the one this weekend, I have to say, is number 1. And this weekend, it's the Sonoma Showcase. It's held over at McMurray Ranch. Now, for you young people that don't know, Fred McMurray was an actor back in the 30s and 40s and 50s and in the 60s. You may have seen him if you're semi-old. You might have seen him in like Flubber and those Disney movies. But he did the TV show My 3 Sons and many movies, like hundreds of movies. I mean, he really did a lot of movies. But he owned a beautiful property that in Dry Creek that Gallo actually ended up buying. And I'll share this story because very few people know this story, and so I know it. So
Gather around the campfire, kids.
Yeah. So
Dad's gonna tell a story.
okay, here's a. So here they're doing this deal on the land. okay? And it's after Fred had died, and June Haver was his wife, also another famous actress. They were in the conference room of Gallo, and they had the attorneys on one side and them on the other, and they had all these papers and all this stuff. And they're going back and forth about all the conditions of the sale of the property, because it's a pretty big property, and there were some conditions. And June Haver leans over and says to the attorneys, "Can you leave the room for a minute?" And they leave, and she leans over to Bob Gallo and says, "If you'll do all the things that we asked you to make half the property as it is, and the other half you can develop it as you need to for your business, if you'll do that, we have a deal." And they shook hands, and that was the deal. And they left the room and made the attorneys go eat each other up, and that's how it was a shake of the hand that made that deal for this amazing property that's right on the Russian River. It's probably one of the coolest properties, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I mean, and you just can't go over there. I mean, I can, because I know Kate McMurray. She's a good friend of ours, and we can go see her, and she'll take us over.
Name dropper.
Name dropper. But we do. It's cool because she, she was the daughter, one of the daughters of Fred and June Haver. Anyway, this weekend they will have big tents up. One tent will be Russian River, one's Alexander Valley, one is Dry Creek, one is Sonoma Valley.
Gosh.
And then you go in the tent and you go up to the winery. You got a winery here, and then another winery next to it, and then a chef, and then another winery and a winery and another chef. And it goes all the way through the tent like that. Then they have a reserve tent in the center. You pay a little extra fee where you can taste 3-liter, 6-liter, like Silver Oak,
God bless America. That's
20-year-old
fantastic.
wines,
Nice.
really cool stuff. You get, you can do a tour of the house is still there, which she grew up in, right there on the property. They do all kinds of seminars in the barn about the history and so on. They have a bubble lounge for champagne, and they have cooking demos going on. Like they
Is this
have
all weekend?
well, that showcases the one day, but they have little events on Friday at different wineries. We can be in an intimate setting with a dinner with winemakers. Those are probably sold out. You might get tickets for the Saturday, and then Sunday's the auction.
Wow.
And
What's the charity?
where's the yeah, I don't know the charity on that. Do you guys know where that auction is being held this year? Do you know? All right.
I don't.
Okay, that's all
I
right.
didn't even know that it was this weekend.
Okay, even worse.
And tickets are like $250 or something. aren't
They're
they?
I don't think they're that much. They're like $175.
Oh, okay. All right.
That is, to me,
That sounds
the
like.
premier.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you really want to know what wine country is all about, first of all, you're on a property that you're not ever invited to go to,
Yeah.
unless you're me. I can go whenever I want. I love
Oh,
that.
okay.
Love it. Thank you, Kate. We love you. She's pretty cool, by the way. Kate's a great guy. So you're not invited. You can't go there. You got to be invited. I mean, you really do. The weather usually is pretty good. It's held at a pretty decent time of the year, so the weather's fairly good.
Yeah.
And it's the best of wineries and the best of food
God, it sounds amazing.
and music, and yeah, it's a cool one. Yeah, we used to. My wife used to work for Gallo, so she would volunteer us. But what we did, because we're smart, we would be the early crew to go and set up at 6:30 in the morning. So we would do 6:30 till 11, and then we were off with passes to go anywhere.
Nice.
So we had green light any place we
Oh,
wanted
my
to.
goodness.
It was awesome. It was really cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. So there are 3 real super. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones, but those are 3 that I really like, and yeah, you can have that.
No, I'm just gonna try to block
You're gonna what?
it out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you brought this. Wind.
I did.
Cold.
I know. I'm
Who
like the
does
witches
that?
of Eastwick, all in one
Jeez.
little person.
All right. Now, I said that I didn't want to freak out my poor red wine only drinkers, because we're drinking these sweet wines and they're going, I'm turning this crap off. I'm done with this. I saved you the bomb.
So this is a nice little
Let me
place.
just, thank you. Wait, say it again. Come back over here. Come
Oh,
over.
sorry.
Say it again.
This is a nice little place.
Is that right?
People have very good taste, and I love the proprietor, and it's very cool.
Well, that's me, and thank you very much. And you're
people
live, and
pour
say
in
hi
these-
to.
Oh, hello.
This is live
Hello,
all over the
everybody.
world.
Come, do come. It's
Okay.
delightful.
All right, thank you.
Ooh, delightful.
Give her a glass of wine on the house. Go ahead, take care of that. Nice.
She
Good
said
job.
delightful.
So,
Fancy.
for my red wine only drinkers who are really bored when we're talking about sweet wines, I thought, well, what I'll do is keep you
Ready.
You ready? I'll give you
drinkers.
one of the biggest. I was going to swear and say a word. A big wine. I'm just telling you right now. This is Super Sonoma, one of our newest wineries. They make. I got to do them in order. They make Chardonnay, 18 months, brand new French oak.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. They make a Meritage Rosé,
Ooh.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also in French oak.
Really?
Oh yeah. They make a Pinot Noir. They make the Syrah. They make a Meritage. They make a Cabernet Sauvignon
Yes.
and a Cabernet Franc. So all
Wow.
these varietals that are big ass wines. Sorry,
Big
I
ass
swore.
wines.
Big ass wine. They're big, man. And we got them. We got
Wow.
'em.
Nice.
So is
So-
this a Syrah?
This is a Syrah, but when we did, I was telling when he was here last time, when we did the tasting, we do a panel tasting. For those of you that don't know, we bring in a winery. I never taste with the owners and winemakers ever. I don't care what their thought is on it. It's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to find out the quality of the wine. I don't want to hear about all their other. We love them, but it's not going to influence me at all. So we're doing the tasting. We got through the tasting about 3/4. We got to this, and then went, "What the heck? That was funky." So we put it aside and we finished the tasting, and we went back, and the wine blew off. And the longer we swirled it in the glass, the better it got. And yesterday we really proved it because I had a Friday. It was open on Friday, a bottle of this, and I didn't pour it for some guests because I didn't even check. I thought it's probably not going to be good. And then last night I poured some and tasted it. I went, "Holy crap!
I
It's
said
beautiful."
this will be better with just a little more decanted. Right? Just a little more time.
Amazing, amazing.
A little more time.
So this is like 30
Oh.
months, brand new
Color.
French oak. If you like big wines, and I mean big, I'm not talking, this is not wimpy. There is nothing wimpy about this. If you get this wine, what you want to do, if you're having it in a dinner party, open it up
Yesterday.
the night before. It's not going to hurt you. I'm really serious. I never recommend that, but in this wine, you could really get away with it.
So this
You want
wine,
to open this puppy up.
a lot of red wines have on the nose. They have what I call a salted meat, like a cured meat quality on the nose.
Like a new model kind
Yes. Oh
A
God,
savory
that's a
style.
great way to put it. But
Savory
I
style.
always think about it as being like a antipasto plate, like with all the cured Italian meats on it. That's the smell I get out of this wine. I like it a lot.
Definitely, yeah.
When I get on all of his wines, the
And
big
it'll
reds.
pair with bacon.
Oh,
bacon,
yes,
all that.
it will. Bacon.
Bacon? Who wanted
Bacon.
I get a little cocoa chocolate in the nose, which I love in big red wines. I really, really, really like that. This is Mayakama fruit, big elevation, like we're talking 1,100, 1,200 feet. It's
This is a big wine.
It's
That's a
big.
mouthful of wine.
Yeah, and
It's chewy.
this was open last night.
Oh my God.
Yesterday afternoon, I opened it up. Before you came over, I opened it up.
Wow.
So you can imagine.
Still a lot of tannin in
It's
there.
oh
yeah,
my gosh.
and
yeah.
that Friday one was killer, man.
Yeah.
So this is one you can really play around with. So a lot of people go, well, how long can you keep the wines? I'm like, just drink them, and be done with it. But not this one. You can-
Definitely the
yeah, if you
cocoa
get
in
stuck
there.
a day or two into the program, you're going to be fine with this. I think you're going to be
This
fine.
is intense. Holy
Isn't it?
moly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that cocoa in there on the palate.
Oh
Like
yeah.
cocoa, not like to me it's not chocolate. but it's that bittersweet cocoa,
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
baking chocolate.
Yeah, yeah,
Say
yeah.
baking
That when
chocolate.
you're a kid, you think, oh my God, there's chocolate in the cabinet, and you break it off and you
You're
eat
like,
it, and
what
it's
was
so
that?
bad.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like that tannin.
That is
Oh
just
my God, that is a heck of a
magnificent.
bottle.
So
of
this
wine.
is a real meal wine. Now, I like big wines, so I can chuck these down like nothing. This is great. This is great with cigar, by the way. Ooh, man, was this really good with cigar. But if you really, really, really want to enjoy this, if you're a meat person, I'm sorry, you tree eater people, I don't know what to do. You know, it's like
trees. They hug trees. They eat vegetables.
okay, but the vegetables,
Tree
I don't know
eater.
what the heck vegetable you're going to put with this, but
No.
if you know, just give up and have a big steak and
Oh,
enjoy it,
now I want
and
a
have
big
a
steak.
juicy steak. Don't ruin it. Don't cook the darn thing till it's like rubber. You do want the juice. The juices in that meat would be fabulous.
I totally
mean,
want a steak now.
Yeah.
Thanks a
Big
lot,
one. Thank
Scott.
you. I'm here to help you.
I know.
It's my job.
I
That's
know.
what
It is my birthday. I
It
could
is
have
your
a
birthday.
steak.
You can have.
I
that-
could buy myself a
the biggest
damn.
I know where to go. too.
steak.
Starks, right down the corner over here, man. Starks.
I'm
is-
with it.
There you go. So, you want a big wine? This is freaking big, man. This is not for wimpies. There's no,
No.
wimpies out
No.
there.
No.
Yeah, if you're wimpy, don't even open this.
You know,
Don't
this-
even give
so-
this to a real person that wants to drink great wine.
Syrah is one of those. I don't know if we've told. Well, we haven't told you because we just met you. But we do this really fun thing at home where we play the wine game. So my sweet man puts our bottle of wine inside of a sock monkey, and he pours it, and he knows what it is, and I don't, and I have to guess the year, the grape or grape blend, and where it's from.
Sure.
Syrah for me is always. I can almost always tell you when Syrah's in a blend because it tastes like you just licked a log, like a burnt log, and that's what this has that quality of. That
There's
it's
that
just
bacon fat thing going on in
very
here,
specific.
which begins to, it's on the nose as well as in the palate.
Oh, the wine game is super fun, which is why I drink a lot more wine these days.
Because of the wine game?
Because of the wine game,
Great
yeah.
excuse, huh?
I know, it's really fun though, and I learn a lot. Sometimes I'm right on, and sometimes I'm like not even the right continent, but I still learn. It's really fun.
Gotta love it.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. This is exciting.
We did a blind tasting last time I was here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fun. We did a four wine blind
Yeah,
tasting
yeah,
up there,
yeah.
which is kind of like the wine game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Well, this is Super Sonoma, and he's rocking with these crazy wines. That's pretty good. That's some pretty good juice.
Yep.
Here, I need a little more of that because
What year is this?
this is 2009, which
Nine.
wasn't a bad year either. I mean, the wines were historically pretty big. Let me put a little extra in there because it's your
color
birthday.
on that is crazy.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my gosh, it's
Well,
so...
that's mountain fruit, so it's real condensed. That stuff's the yields are probably pretty low. He made 100 cases, so
Wow. That's 4 barrels.
4 barrels,
right?
gang.
4 barrels?
That's all that is. Clone 174, 383, 470, 877 for our geeky people that are making notes.
Yeah, that was what you were going to say, wasn't it?
I was going to
You
say
were
that.
right
yeah,
on
I was
that.
actually going to say, now you need to add that up and let us know how much
On the
that is.
northwest slopes of the Mayacamas Mountains, in a very high altitude, so pretty darn good. All right, so
a beast.
program change for this Thursday with Ricky. Ricky's dad passed away, and our hearts and prayers go out to the family. Ricky will be back next week, but we've got Craig. What do we got? Craig Crona coming in, and if you like James Taylor music, he's the man.
Really?
This guy,
He's good.
Yeah, how good was that? He's the real stuff.
Yeah.
He's got the juice, man. That's on Thursday. John Peta's back in the house on Friday. And then we have Greg Youter on Saturday. And then coming up in September and October and November, I'm going to take some of my top musicians and we're going to switch them up. They've been playing the same night for years now. We're going to switch a bunch of these up. And so you'll come in on a night thinking it's a certain person that's going to be somebody else. So that's going to be really fun.
That's cool.
I've got some new talent that's touring coming through the area that'll be here in October. And we'll announce that. I've got a bunch of bands that are on tour that want to stop in.
Is Bon Jovi coming?
Bon Jovi will be
I
here.
knew it!
I know. Yeah, we have all kinds of rockers. We've had Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, he lives right over here.
Good for Jack.
His
I want a
kids
name
went to
like
school with
Jack
my kids.
Blades.
Jack Blades.
That's a good name.
That's a rocker name, man.
I want someone to give me a
We-
good name like
he
that.
came here and they were having a private party for one of the musicians upstairs, and my boys wouldn't let him up there. That was kind of cool, man. He stopped Jack Blades. Gotta love that. But they went up and sang their famous song from Night Ranger, Motorin'.
Motorin'. Sister Christian.
Sister Christian.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Although Night Ranger, really, we sell them short by saying that because they had lots of good tunes.
Oh yeah.
Lots of good tunes.
When he played them, I got it on tape.
Oh, that was awesome.
It was really cool.
Sorry, I missed
So
that.
we have rockers. They come here all the time, and but do come down on Thursday, and Craig Croner, man, he's really good.
Who's the fellow that plays with his 10-year-old son?
Oh yeah, that's Falcon Christopher.
Oh,
and Falcon will
right.
be here in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
so
that's a talented little family there.
yeah. The good Lord gave them the juice.
Yes, they did. Oh.
So I want to thank all my bloggers and all my guests for watching. All the guests out here that are enjoying the wines. Did you enjoy the wines? We want to hear from you. That's good. Excellent, excellent. And thank you for the motorcycle people that didn't come by and tell us about their new Honda.
You haven't invited the motorcycle club yet to your broadcast, have you?
No, I have not.
No.
I haven't.
Okay.
So I want to say happy birthday to
Thank you.
our friend from
Absolutely.
Georgia, man.
Thank you.
Monica,
Thank
good to see
Cheers.
you.
Cheers. Nice to
And
meet
Dave,
you,
of course, thank you very much. Next week we'll be blindfolded.
Ooh,
Yeah, you'd have
I
liked
love that.
Yeah, that's your favorite game, isn't it?
We're still
and
talking about the wine game,
We're
right?
gonna have lychee, pencil shavings, mushrooms,
Oh.
bacon, rock, sage, raspberries, lime zest, and orange blossom water. What the hell is orange?
We might have to come back for that.
Blossom. What is orange blossom water? Where am I gonna get
I'm
that?
still stuck with rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my
So
God.
that's next week. It's all about aromas, and this is where you discover wine one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week, and bye for now.